Well, workplace mediation I would use in the context where there are individuals who want to work together and are in a work environment but are finding it difficult to work together, to be a team together. So that can be 2 people, it can be 6 people. I've done one with 30, 40 people. An employment mediation, I would say, is something slightly different in that it usually is where somebody is leaving employment and there's a need to manage their exit from their perspective and from their employer's perspective, and that would be a somewhat different setup, and that's an employment mediation. Solicitors are usually involved in employment mediations because obviously there would need to be a compromise agreement signed, and that has to be signed by a lawyer saying that they've given independent legal advice. In a workplace mediation, which is really quite a different vehicle altogether from the other mediations, there are very rarely lawyers involved because it's about individuals and how they work together, and there's a desire to actually have a functioning team that work well together at the end of the process. Workplace mediations are usually started off by the employer. So the employer knows that there's something not right with a particular team and would start a conversation with a mediation provider like CORE. And at that point, we would go and speak to usually somebody in the HR department or the manager of that team and get a sense of what it's about, work out who the key people are that would need to be spoken with, and just set out a kind of loose framework for the way ahead. In a workplace mediation, it can take over a number of weeks, indeed months, for it to come to a final resolution. We would normally meet with the key players, as it were, for up to an hour each at the outset. So if there's quite a number, that can take a number of days, or if it's just 2 of them, that can be seen in the morning. And then after that, there would usually be a time when there would be a coming together of people, and that might be a full day set aside. And then again, but it might be, I've certainly done one workplace mediation where there was a question of stress involved, and it was difficult for one of the participants to actually get to anywhere at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we had to have a number of bite-sized chunks of the mediation process starting in the afternoon. That worked very well. So the whole thing about a workplace mediation is it can be incredibly flexible to fit in with the needs of the employers and the individual employees who are engaged in the process.